Well, I figured I'd do a short little live stream in between raindrops. Poor dog's got to get out one way or another. So, that's all. Nothing to say. I'll chat with him. Nothing to say. Hey, buddy. Sean, man. Trying to get in between raindrops, my friend. Poor dog. Stuck inside, but I'll get him out for at least a half hour. So, nothing new around here. I happen to see the notification this time. Oh, good. Terrific. Glad you're with me. Thank you for the like, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sorry, man. I guess when it's raining out, there's no reception. What are you gonna do, right? Can't wait till they get up more cell towers, because some of my favorite spots to live stream I can't because there's no damn reception in the middle of nowhere. But what are you gonna do? So I was cold, it warmed up to 55 today, Sean, and that's starting to feel a lot better than it was yesterday, that's for sure. Yo, I was watching this show just now about how the night affects human beings, and it affects insects and wildlife, and how light pollution. Miss Terrorist #1. Hi, my name is Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, sorry, but I'm just some old dude. But I like talking to people. Nice to have you here with us, Lucy. Welcome, Lucy, my friend Ohan says, who goes by the real name of Sean. That's his real birth-given name. And what's happening, Lucy, man? I'm glad to have you with us. I'm here in Pennsylvania, and it's been soggy the past few days. Trying to get my doggy out for his little walk over here. And yeah, baby's got to get out, Stuck in all day. That's my baby. That's my son. My hairy white son. He's like a human with hair. My partner in crime. My main man. The one who I really base my entire life around. Yes, his name is Roni. Roni. I made that song up for him. He gets happy and starts running when I sing that song. So I'm glad to have you with us, Lucy. Why don't you ask me anything you want? I was just watching this show about nighttime, and it was about light, about how humans adapted light in their life. And the whole thing was so fascinating, how it interrupts insects, and insects, they fly around lights until they get exhausted. It's called the vacuum effect. I guess it wipes out a lot of insects. It vacuums them up out of the atmosphere. And how we have cones and rods in our eyes, and the cones are responsible for light, color, and the rods are responsible for light, and how our eyes adjust to darkness. It takes a half hour. Urbano Rosano. No, he's not a hunting dog, but he is a herder. He looks like a Labrador. Urbano. A lot of people mistake him for a Labrador, but it's a Catahoula. He's a herding dog if you ever were to look it up. He likes to herd animals. His name is Roni. Roni, 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 Roni. Roni, 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 Roni. He likes when I sing to him. We're out here dodging raindrops, Urbano. And poor animal that hasn't gotten out as much as he should the last couple days because I don't blame him. Who the heck wants to go out when it's pouring rain? But, you know, he's a good boy. He doesn't make mistakes in the house. So I have to take him out and we're dodging raindrops, my man. Urbano Rosario. Sorry about the name. I do the best I can. You guys are important to me and I like getting names right. And Lucy, what's happening with you? Yes, so this show about light was really interesting, and how we have this thing called light pollution, and before there was all these street lights, you could see the Milky Way in the night sky, but now it's like next to impossible. And they talk about bioluminescence, how some insects create their own light, and a lot of fascinating stuff. People have these rituals, like modern day, we have fireworks, but a lot of people have these rituals where they light fires and they roll these big bales down hills on fire. And a lot of people, they celebrate the summer solstice. That's when we have the most light. Zuri, yo, you caught me this time. I'm glad you're with us, Zuri. I'm giving a lesson in light today, Zuri, on how our eyeballs, how we have cones and rods, and how we celebrate the summer solstice. And that's on June 21st. It's the longest day of the year, where we measure, that's at least in the northern hemisphere, where we measure the most light in one day, and how certain people built structures to reflect the summer solstice, and like Stonehenge and all that. It's a really fascinating show on how man has conquered light, and how it used to be we used to fall asleep at night, but now that man has the power to light his cities, everybody's schedule is completely interrupted. Here's an interesting fact. When most people are going to bed and turn their lights off, that's the highest energy use as far as the electric companies are concerned, because that's when factories and businesses absorb the most power. And I thought that was interesting. And they go on to discuss a lot of interesting things. That whole show was like an hour long, and I'm really getting into it. Oh, he's got a piece of corn or something, little bastard. See what my dog does? He's gonna walk around with that corn cob in his mouth. When he drops it, I'll try to yank it away. Or maybe I'll lure him away with a biscuit. Little bastard. It kills me. Look, what the heck was that? Yeah, it's corn. All right, that won't hurt him. It's only corn. Won't hurt him. It scares me. Sometimes he gets there with chicken bones and stuff, man. That'll kill your dog. And it upsets me that people throw their garbage out like that. But there's nothing I could do about it. At least it was only corn. People probably throw it out to feed the deer around here. A lot of people like to feed the deer. That's how they get their jollies. And they really like it. The deer come up to them. They feed the deer right out of their hands. And I got some videos of that. They come up to me when I'm walking. And even with the dog, Zuri and Lucy and Sean, they come right up to me and begging me for food even though I don't have it. Maybe I should hand them a dog biscuit or something. Think a deer would eat a dog biscuit? I walk around with dog biscuits. When I go to pay for food and I break out change, or when I go to pay for anything, I pull out dog biscuits and throw them down on the counter. And I ask the people, do you accept dog biscuits? And sometimes they think it's funny. Other times, I don't know. So, and you see, any of you guys see that fire I had to light last night, my wood burning stove? My friend in Florida complaining about, he's got the air conditioner on, and I'm complaining about having to light a wood burning stove in May, a week before Memorial Day. But I don't know, really not complaining. I like playing with fire inside my house, you know? That's like a cool feature, having a wood burning stove or a fireplace. You get to be a pyromaniac right inside your living room. And I used to test some of my fireworks, some of my new gunpowders in my wood burning stove, because I didn't want to go outside in the freezing cold in the winter. And I'd make a new batch of gunpowder or a certain color for stars and my fireworks or fire fountains and stuff. And I would test it right in the wood burning stove. Yeah. And thinking about getting back into making the fireworks, Zuri, again. And because I had a lot of fun doing that. I know how to do, I used to make the paper tubes for the rockets. And I didn't buy paper tubes. I actually made them out of packing tape. You rolled the packing tape up and made the tubes for the rockets. And I had a press. I still had the press, and I had rocket tools, and I would pack the gunpowder down in there. And man, my rockets were cool. I had regular black powder rockets and whistle rockets and strobe rockets. And some of them were so powerful I could put a big shell on top of them and launch the shell a few 100 feet in the air. And the shell was beautiful, and in and of itself, when that shell would go off, it would look like a professional firework display. If you guys haven't checked them out already, check out some of my firework videos. So I'm going to get back into that. That was a great hobby. The only reason why I sort of slacked off is because I have the dog now, and the dog doesn't like loud noises. But I might make like a rocket or two and just take a walk down to far away enough from the house where it won't disturb anybody, and shoot my fireworks off there. Damn, my whole life I used to drive down to South Carolina to buy fireworks, and now they're legal in Pennsylvania. Go figure. One of my friends, it was like a Friday night, and he was walking down the street, and I pulled up to him. My dad said I could have the car for the weekend a long time ago. And he said I could have the car for the weekend. So I drive up to my friend, and I roll down the window, and I say, hey, man, want to take a ride down to South Carolina? I'm going to buy fireworks. Now, keep in mind, from Philadelphia to South Carolina is around 500 miles. Wasn't like a drive, you know, to the park. I mean, we're going to be in the car for a long time. So, yeah, he was game. He hopped in the car with me, and then we picked up another one of my goofy friends. And my friend, this other goofy friend, we put him in the back seat because he falls asleep and pisses his pants, this guy. I don't think that's a great thing. I think that's pretty sad, but it's the truth. And I'd put him in the back seat knowing he would fall asleep and piss himself. So I'm halfway down to South Carolina, and I tell my friend, I go, he's snoring back there. Wake him up and let him go to the bathroom. And my friend was kind of half asleep, and he looked back in the back seat at the other dude, and he looked at me and he said, oh, too late. You could just see his jeans were all wet, man. Oh my God. I'm glad I never drank that much, man, where I'd fall asleep and lose control. I mean, this was normal for this guy. You'd expect it out of this guy. So we got down to South Carolina, and I'd bring a couple $100 with me and just buy a ton of fireworks. And it was so cool because people down south had that southern drawl, and there was a real cute lady behind the counter, and we were just teasing her about her real cute southern drawl. And I remember she made a remark like, "Are y'all making fun of me?" And we said, "No, man, we think it's really cute with that little southern accent, man. You're like a little southern belle, sweetie." So yeah, stock up on fireworks, put them in the trunk, drive back to Philadelphia. The whole thing took like a whole day to do that. We hardly got any sleep. Maybe I would pull over on the side of the road and catch a little power nap and let my other friend drive. And that's how we drove down to South Carolina, and that was the gig, man. That's how I got my fireworks until they made them legal in Pennsylvania. And yeah, those were fun times, definitely. Just hopping in the car and driving, I-95 south. Just drive south, man. Even if it came off the highway, you just keep following the road signs and just keep going south. And that's what we did. And yeah, that was a lot of fun, without a doubt. Buying fireworks and bringing them back and having stuff for the 4th of July and New Year's. I used to have pretty cool shows on New Year's. People would kind of expect me to light off my goodies. And New Year's, you could get away with it because everybody else is making noise. And even though fireworks were illegal at the time, police wouldn't bother you because everybody else was sort of doing it. And man, we used to really look forward to them New Year's celebrations with the fireworks. At least I did. And yeah, it's definitely fun. Drove down to Florida once. Made it in 24 hours. And I hear people make it shorter than that now. Back when I drove down to Florida, the speed limit was 55. Everybody did 60. Radar detectors are legal in most states, but in Washington, D.C., you can get in a lot of trouble if you have a radar detector. And a couple other states don't allow it. But I put my radar detector under my grill. The lens shined through the front of my van. So even if I did get pulled over, a police officer would never even see it. Wouldn't even know that I had a radar detector. And the wiring ran back into the van, and the unit that actually warned me was underneath the dashboard. So yeah, it was a pretty cool setup. Used to drive everywhere. I used to get down to shore points in a little bit of quicker time. And then I was so happy when they put the speed limit back up to 65. That was great. I was celebrating that. That means you could do 70 with a smile, right? I don't think anybody pays attention to speed limits. Everybody exceeds the speed limit, except like Sunday drivers going to church. They do the speed limit. But I think the rest of the world tends to go a little fast. And then they put the speed limit up to 70, and that was even better. So that means you could do 75 with a smile without getting worried about getting pulled over. And now I think in certain states there are no speed limits. Like I think in like Nevada, on some of them long roads and some of them flat states in the center of the country, I don't think there are speed limits. If you want to drive as fast as you want, you're allowed. And that was remember back during the oil crisis, man? Any of you guys? There was an oil crisis and there was lines at gas stations. You remember that, man? And you had to have certain like odd days where certain people could fill up your license plate if the last number was an odd number, and then, and there was real long lines at gas stations. Wow. People would steal your gas and go out back and you see some kids with like a garden hose siphoning gas out of your gas tank. And a couple times I seen one dude, he almost swallowed the gas. He's coughing. I felt sorry for the guy. I almost called an ambulance, man. The dude swallowed too much gasoline. Holy smokes. Yeah, the oil crisis. That was all a lie. That was all bull. There's never an oil crisis. And what else is going on, you all? God, it feels so good to get out, man. Being stuck in all this time. At least I'm catching up on TV. Watching that show about nighttime. Boy, there's a lot of interesting things, but I just can't remember. Really interesting on how about light pollution and how countries are lit up and you could see it from space. Like if you're in orbit, you can see the way. And what was another thing they measured? I forget. But anyways, it was good. Yeah, thanks. Gage Harper. Yo. What's going on, Gage? How they treating you out there? It's been raining here for days. I'm in Pennsylvania walking my dog, Gage. What do you think of him? Handsome, right? Good. I'm glad you're good, buddy. It's important. I'm trying to do a live stream and make people smile a little, you know. Maybe tell a joke here or there. Talk about something funny. So, I'm still working on getting somebody to come on with me. I really want to do that badly, but I haven't found a guinea pig. I mean, somebody that wants to help me do this. Because once I find a person that's willing to come on live with me, I guess it takes a little bit of guts, you know, if you're going to do this. Because a lot of people are afraid of going on live and they don't want to be seen. I don't care, you know. I'm an old man. Who the hell cares? I don't care what people think about me. So, why? It said you're saying you want to come on live with me? When I figure her out, I'll send you a link, or I'll send somebody a link, and I think they just click on it, and boom, we're both on at the same time. And we could ask questions back and forth, you know? Try to keep the show more alive. I call it a show. Oh my God, my head's getting big. I'm just a regular dude who's just trying to live stream and make people put a smile on their face. It's not a show. It's not like I'm Howard Stern or Rush Limbaugh or the Grease Man or Opie and Anthony. Remember them guys, Opie and Anthony? Here, check this out. I want to show you something. It's hidden by the bushes, but wait a minute. Can you all see that gigantic Hershey kiss in the trees? Can you see that? That used to be a street lamp in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and these people must have got a hold of it somehow, and they got it for a decoration in their yard. I like that, man. I would try to get it working again. I would run wires to it and put a light bulb in it, and I would make it work like a street lamp again. Why the heck not, man? You come that far to put it in your yard, you might as well light the thing up. Right, Gage Harper. My man, Gage. He's saying yes, dude. When I figure out how to do a live stream, I'll send you a link, and me and you will take over the show. You know? And we'll go back and forth with questions. Maybe, you know, you could be like, you could be like Howard Stern, and I'll be like Robin. And maybe I'll do the news, and you could take over and talk about funny things. You know, that's who I try to emulate. I know a lot of people don't like Howard Stern, but I think he's a funny dude. And at best, he's a good radio guy. I mean, you know how hard it is to sit there and talk nonstop for like 4 or 5 hours, 4 or 5 days a week for your whole life? I can't even do it for an hour, a couple days a week. I run out of stuff to say. I just try to keep talking though, because there's no, dead air. It's no fun. Got to hear something. Tell jokes or just talk about the weather or anything. You know, with the news. How about them tornadoes, man? I was watching some of these live streams these storm chaser guys do. And that's incredible footage, man. These guys are risking their friggin' lives, man. They're driving right up to these tornadoes, and it's like a team. They're on their cell phones with like a guy who's looking at the radar maps and looking at the highways, and the dude's giving them directions like turn west on this road, and it'll take you right to the center of the storm. And these guys are chasing these tornadoes, and some of them are crossing the road like 100 feet in front of them, and their windows are getting broke, and the car's like shaking. It's almost getting lifted up in the air. I mean, dude, I want views, right? People want to get recognition, but I don't think I'm going to risk my life to do it. Man, maybe they just love storms. Maybe it's not to, get recognition. I'm sure that's what it is. But when I watch them videos, it's like they're only out for like 10 hours, and they already got 200,000 views, and the video is like a half hour long, man. It's like, whoa. So, I'm boring you guys. I could tell by the way the numbers are dropping off. Gage Harper, my man, and everybody else out there, Zuri and Sean, I didn't forget about you guys. I didn't forget about you. One dude, he calls himself Bust Get It, and he always asks me what kind of food I like to eat, and I like to play along with that, and we talk about it. But I want more interesting questions, like who would you rather be with, Ginger or Maryann? That's a good question, right? I would talk about that. From Gilligan's Island. Who would you rather be? I'd rather be with Maryann, personally. I like the dark-haired girls, and Ginger was the redhead. I do like redheads, though, too. Especially if the drapes are the same color as the you-know-what, And even cartoons, I would like Scooby-Doo or something. The girls, if you could imagine. Oh boy, I'm going off in a weird direction. What else would be good? I don't know. Futurama. Anybody ever watch Futurama? Who would you rather be with, Leela or Amy? Amy Wong. She's from Mars. Her parents are millionaires. And Leela's a mutant. That's the voice of Katie Seagal, Leela in Futurama. The voice of that is Katie Seagal. That's the same lady from Married with Children. Hey, Al. That's Leela in Futurama. Hey, Al. So, yeah. In the cartoon, Leela's got some nice ones, man. They make them cartoon characters good looking. Yeah, so ask me questions like that instead of Burger King or McDonald's. I appreciate Bust Get It when he does that. It keeps the conversation going, but I like more provocative questions, like Maryann or Ginger, Maryann, you think they shaved back then? I don't think so. I think they had really hairy bushes back then. Nobody shaved back then. Uh-oh, I'm going to get splashed. Whoa. Car driving by, hitting puddles. You think they broke out the hair clippers and kept themselves nice and neat down there? Probably not. That didn't come into effect till the late 80s, early 90s. And then all the women, they decided to make themselves nice and bald, if you know what I'm saying. My dog's got me running. Yeah, so ask me provocative questions. Maybe why is the sky blue or something? I love physics. I can answer any physics. As dumb as I am, and as stupid as I may seem, I love physics. Ask me anything about physics, and I'll answer it. How fast is the speed of light? 186,000 miles per second. 300,000 kilometers per second. How far away is the sun from the earth? 93 million miles. How far away is the moon from Earth? Well, that depends because it's an elliptical orbit. Sometimes it's around 250,000 miles from Earth, but when it's closer, it's more like 230,000 miles. You know, I love physics, man. How fast? Do you know how fast you're moving right now, even though you think you're standing still? If you're near the equator, you're whipping around at 1,000 miles an hour if you're standing on the equator. If you're near the poles, you're not moving hardly at any speed at all. But if you're near the equator, you're doing 1,000 miles an hour, right? And then the Earth is going around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, okay? So now you're doing 68,000 miles an hour, even though you think you're standing still. And then our universe is expanding. The whole thing's moving outward at 230 miles a second. So now we're really moving. And you thought you were just standing still, right? Oh, there's my dog eating crap again. Oh, this guy's so bad. Yeah. So even though, like, you know, some of my videos are how to screw in a light bulb, part 2. How to screw in a light bulb, part 2. As if part 1 wasn't good enough, I made part 2. So, ooh, I just lost all my people. I guess I bored them with my physics. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Cats live here. That's why he's doing this to me. He's looking for them cats. I want to get a cat again, man. I'm dying to get a cat. Dying to get a cat, man. And if I get a cat, I just got to keep it inside. Because my cats keep getting run over. And I cry. And I can't get out of bed for a month because I'm in a state of depression. So I don't want to talk about that. But I am getting a cat again someday. I want to get a Siamese cat. Or a Mancoon cat. They're very people friendly, Mancoon cats. I want to get a cat that actually sort of acts like a dog a little bit. I once had a cat that acted like a dog. We used to sit in my garage and just hang out there and drink our beer or whatever. And the one cat would sit on the seat of my motorcycle and chill out with us, man. The cat would sit on the seat of my motorcycle. And there was like 4 or 5 of us there, and the cat would party with us, more or less. That's pretty cool, right? So, what else can we talk about? Thinking about making a video on how to tune a guitar, because I really can't play that well, even though I was in a band and had girls throwing their bodies at me like frisbees. But that was then, this is now. And yeah, good old Rich was in a rock and roll band. We did top 40 music, and a couple of our gigs were good, man. Some of the people were holding up lighters. We didn't do any. We did all cover music, no originals, all cover music. But man, our guitarists could, you know, we used to do Crazy Train by Ozzy. That's a pretty hard lead. And our guitarist, man, that dude could whip it out like it was nothing in his sleep, man. This guy, he was an unbelievable guitar player. And stuff like Crazy Train with Ozzy and 38 Special and whatever was on the radio back then were the type of songs. We had like 4 sets. Like we could literally play for like 3 hours. We had over 100 songs memorized. We actually had a light person who actually shined the lights and spotlights, and somebody did and we had a sound person. So it was kind of felt like a real band. And then everybody, when it turned into a job is when they fired me because I didn't want to work. I was just in it for the fun. I didn't want to actually do work, you know, so that's when I got fired. And then they got rid of the lead singer, and they tried to become a 3-piece band, and it lasted a couple years, but they faded into the cracks. So those were fun times. I'm home making a cake right now. Me, cupcakes. Yeah, I love cupcakes. No icing. I just eat them like just the chocolate cake part of it. Yeah, yeah. So, I completed my mission. I took the dog out. I'm happy with that. I'm going to try to make more shorts and upload more shorts, but yeah, I can't do anything in the house. I just got to wait till this weather gets better. Think of some creative stuff. I was thinking about going down to the local airport. It's a real small airport, but I'll be able to get up real close to the runway and I'll show the planes taking off. And they got skydivers to jump out because people who like to do skydiving, it's right near my house. And if you're crazy enough and got the money, you can go skydiving. And I'll take some videos of them guys. I can hear them hooting and hollering on the way down, man. You can hear them. They look like little ants up in the sky. And then all of a sudden they land on the airport, land on the tarmac. And there's helicopters that take off down there. So that would make for some good videos, you know? And then I was thinking about, hold on, another car coming. FedEx. Yeah, make some videos of helicopters and airplanes, right? That's cool. And I was thinking about going to like a local motorcycle shop. It's like a chopper shop where it's like custom motorcycles. And some of the bikes in the window look really cool. So I'll go over there and make a couple videos of that, of the motorcycles. And then also, a couple times a year, they have a steam locomotive train ride. Please slow down. And people drive around here like nuts. They got a steam locomotive train ride around here a couple times a year. I'm definitely going to get a video of that, man. I think everybody would like to see a steam locomotive. I talked to a guy whose grandfather used to drive one of them things, steam locomotive. And a lot more goes into that than you think, man. Them steam locomotives are like living entities. I mean, you just don't start a key and take off. You got to get that boiler fired up. It's got to hit a certain temperature. And once them boilers are lit, they keep them going for days. It ain't like you turn the key off and you're done. No, them steam locomotives, it was like a living entity back, them engineers back in the day. And that's when engineers had to do some real work. It wasn't like, you know, just standing behind a seat and pushing levers. No, man, they had to shovel coal and keep that steam locomotive alive. And they used to get dirty, man. Yeah, the dude's grandfather drove a steam locomotive, and he told his son all about it. And he told me about it, and I was fascinated with it, man. Very fascinated. So I'm going to get a video of like a steam locomotive when they come through town. And then, what else would make for boats? Yes, boats. There's some cool lakes around here with real nice boats. And I'm going to make some videos of people in their boats. That would be cool videos, right? So, train, planes, and automobiles and boats. Make a movie. Trains, planes, and automobiles. You remember when Steve Martin wiped his face with John Candy's underwear? Is that who it was? John Candy? With dude's underwear? That was a pretty good scene. Dell. His movie name was Dell. Yeah, that was a great movie. Trains and Planes, man. Definitely a good one. I love comedies. I used to love them spoof movies, like Airplane with Leslie Nielsen. Oh, that Airplane movie was the bomb. And like Mel Brooks with History of the World and Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs. That's the kind of humor I like. Mel Brooks. Man, that dude always had good movies. And I like serious movies too, you know, like Officer and the Gentleman. Thank you for the hearts, Gage Harper. Thank you. Officer and the Gentleman, and like Full Metal Jacket, and all them classics, man. They're all good. Shawshank Redemption, good movies. I don't think they make good movies anymore. What else is going on? Oh, guess who's going around touring? Alice Cooper's around again. Man, oh my God. And I bet you he's coming in a small venue. And where I live, that's one concert I would go to. There's Bus, get it? Yo, brother, I was talking about you, man. Let me ask you a question. Maryann or Ginger? Which one? Okay? You asked me Burger King, McDonald's. I'm asking you, Maryann or Ginger? Or if you watch Futurama, Leela or Amy? Which one would you do? Leela or Amy, or Maryann or Ginger? Or how about the Brady Bunch? Marcia or Jan? Or Cindy? Cindy was a little too young. I like Jan, I think, personally. And Maryann. Oh, yeah, we're the same thing. Maryann, dude. Right? You think Maryann was shaven back then? I don't think girls shaved back then. They probably had big, hairy bushes, So, but that's pretty cool, right? Imagine catching Maryann, like, no, never mind. I'm going to get thrown off YouTube. So, listen, I'm getting home. Marcia! Remember she got hit in the face with a football or something? Marcia! Sit around on a Friday night. It was like the Brady Bunch and the Partridge Family. Listen, I'm back at my house. Bus, get it. I'll be live streaming again. You're my main man, dude. Love you guys. So listen, I'm going to hang up. My dog went to the bathroom. I love you guys as usual, and take care and have a great day. I love you, and you won't.